For the second hands-on, I want you to take your restaurant file from chapter 9, and that's a class file. Copy that into chapter 11, and then you're going to do a unit test on it. So your unit test is going to be called test_restaurant.py. And this is similar to the example that I have right here. Okay, so store is similar to restaurant, and you can pretty much go through the same steps. Okay, for restaurant, what you are going to be testing is you're going to set the number served, and you're also going to be incrementing the number served. So that's very similar to setting daily sales and incrementing daily sales. So the processing is going to be very similar. Then you are going to complete, try it yourself, 11.3, which involves creating a new class called employee. And you can see the constructor here is going to take first name, last name, and salary. Okay, and then you're going to write a method called give raise that is going to add 5,000 to the annual salary by default. So in the give raise method, the parameters are going to be self, comma, and you can call it increase, you can call it pay raise, but you'll set that equal to 5,000 because that's going to be the default. And then if you call the give raise method and pass it a different value, it'll use that for the raise. For your test file, you're going to have two test methods. You're going to have one that uses the default raise of 5,000, and then you'll do a second one where you are going to be passing a custom raise. You are going to create a setup. So you're going to have a setup method where you're going to send it, a name, a first name, a last name, and a salary. Those three things. Then you're going to have a method called test give default raise, where you're basically going to use your unit test object that you got from setup to call give default or to call give raise. And that should run through the one where you're using the default of 5,000. So in your assert method, you're going to expect the salary to be whatever you set the salary at plus 5,000. Okay, so remember in your setup, you have to create those variables. So you've got, let's see, first name equals Fred. Last, and of course you're going to have self in front, right? And so what does Fred make? All right. So then in the test give default raise method, I'm going to have a variable that I call pay raise. And in this case, actually, I don't even need the variable because I'm going to use the default. So I would just use whatever my test object is to call get raise, and I wouldn't pass it anything. And then in self dot assert equal, I would expect the salary, which is what you need to check. I would expect that the salary would be equal to, 45,000. Okay, and then for test to give custom raise, in that one, you are going to have a salary variable, or call it a pay raise, sorry, pay raise. And you want to do something different. You don't want to use 5,000 because that's the default. So they've been a hard worker. We'll give them 10,000. Okay. Then when you have self.assert equal, you are going to check to make sure that the salary that was calculated, okay, in the class is equal to 50,000, because it's going to run through setup, reset salary to 40. You are giving a pay raise of 10, so you'd expect 50,000. Okay, so that's the kind of processing that you need to do here. Once you're done, you can go ahead and upload your Chapter 11 file to GitHub and submit done to the Dropbox.